Hello and welcome back. The previous episode delved into Rajguru Kachigan's relationship with the Cholan royal court. In this episode, we look at Kapilar, a mendicant poet. We know very little about him before his appearance in Pari's court. Let's explore the people of his background, in general, and his story, in particular. In ancient times, entertainers, such as storytellers, traveled from village to eke out a living. These people rendered their stories in poetry and songs. They drew from ancient myths and legends, and also relied on oral history about past kings, wars, and heroes, for their subject. Many of them also sang the praises of ruling monarchs. Their audience could be one family, usually wealthy, or an entire village, and on rare occasions, the king's court. If the poet satisfies his audience, they would reward him in coin and kind. The latter always included meals, and a room to stay for several days. How long he remained in one place, and how much he earned, depended on his talent, and the generosity of his audience. There were hundreds of traveling poets throughout a province, in addition to dance and drama troupes. Competition was keen, and many performers and poets often went hungry, and had to sleep in the wild. It was a hard life. Kapilar lived such a life. During ancient times, much of the land was wild. Inhabited and cultivated land formed only a small portion of a nation. Traveling from place to place was wrought with danger on the road, which was often no more than elephant tracks cut through secondary forest. Besides wild beasts, brigandry was prevalent. In fact, brigandry was a way of life for the Cholan. The word Cholan itself is synonymous with bandit. Occasionally, an exceptionally talented poet secured a permanent tenure in the service of a king or a noble. This was a rare occurrence because the resident poets would jealously safeguard their rice bowl and also promote their own sons and family members. We first meet Kapilar when he comes to Pari's court during a poetry recital. He was uninvited. And to make matters worse, he sings a song critical of Pari. Exceptional, to say the least, for the norm was to praise the king and receive lavish gifts. Kapilar's audacity leads to the outraged courtiers throwing him out, yet he catches the attention of King Pari. How did he get into Pari's good books and win a permanent position in the Parumba court? How did the two men, one a king and the other, a choleric poet, become fast friends? Before Kapilar joined Pari, he was working for Kachigan as an assistant poet in the Cholan's Academy of Fine Arts. Then, he loses his job. Why did he lose his position in the Cholan Academy? He witnessed something that he should not have. What did he witness? Sorry, no spoilers. Anyway, Kachigan gave him a way out. This cold calculating man had his own reasons. Kapilar was a loner, and he went back to wandering. He was bereft of all family relations. He did not even know his father. He had this to say about his father. The coward had abandoned my mother before my birth. That great Vidwan had enjoyed the pleasures of young flesh, and set off to seek salvation for the hereafter. He retired to the hill regions to fast and pray. And like all such dastards, he must have served as a poor meal for a ravenous beast. My mother. My beautiful, foolish mother. Not wanting to return in shame to her parents, she handed me to priests in a temple, and was never heard from again. Some say she committed suicide, lowered herself slowly into a river. She had more courage than that dastard father of mine. Perhaps she thought the birth of her son had fulfilled her task on earth. Perhaps. If so, what then is my task, in this miserable life of mine? And he goes on. Let's stop here, and leave him to his ruminations. If you wish to know more, pick up a copy of Vel Pari, the Tamilakam War. I will much appreciate it. In the next episode, we will explore Queen Dewane's backstory. Until then, goodbye for now.